One of the benefits about being a YouTuber is every now and then you get people who appreciate your channel so much they decide to support your channel. So this product is basically a GoPro alternative. It's the ia800 by iZeeker. And this is, as you can see, it's a camera that has a front-facing LCD display. And they're suggesting that it offers 6K 30 frame per second HD capture, 40 millimeter waterproof with waterproof case. That'll be interesting. I'd like to test that out. Dual screen display, as you can see. Control and view with built-in Wi-Fi. Most of these cameras, based on the model that was set forth by GoPro, most of these cameras now have been designed in a way where you can use them with an app. So if there is an app, we're going to test it out. We're going to see what it looks like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to intersplice video that I'm taking right now with my iPhone 14 with video that comes from the iZeeker. So obviously, it's important for you to see how the iZeeker works at night, how it works during day, how it works in action situations such as driving in a car. And because they're talking about waterproof technology, yes, I'm definitely going to somehow decide how I'm going to make underwater video with it and test out its case and make sure there's no leaks and make sure everything's on the up and up. So yes, that's the model. What I'll do is I'll post all of the relevant information for this device in the URL section of this video. And all you'll have to do is look for any of the support information. They have some support information right here. San Jose, California. They also have representation in Germany, and they also have representation in Liverpool. Okay, so let's open her up. We have a quick start guide, a couple of pamphlets, user manual. This is the iZeeker model. And as you can see, it already came in the waterproof case. So it definitely feels like it's of high quality. I had bought a GoPro before. I had gotten a GoPro 10. And I ended up taking it back because what I needed it for, it wasn't good at. Like, it didn't have the digital zoom that I needed. So this is actually very interesting. As you can see, it has these... the waterproof case has these large buttons here so that you can actually do things with it while it's still in the case. So we're going to take a close look at that. Oh, it comes with two batteries. This is a lithium-ion battery, 3.7 volts, 1,350 milliamps. Comes with a second one right there, so I'm assuming it also comes with a charger. And these are the accessories. This is the accessory box right here. So, this is the accessory box. It comes with a whole load of accessories that GoPro would normally try to charge you outrageously for. This is the remote control, as you can see. So the camera button, and then it has the video record button. Out of the box, it already has a battery in it, so it works just fine. Okay, so I get a button. This is the charger, and this is micro USB-B. This is the older style of micro USB. Now everybody's using micro USB-C. This right here is a mount. Then right here we have another mount. So we got two mounts. Right here we have a USB-C cable. I'm guessing the camera probably charges with USB-C, but I'll take a closer look at that later. Right here we have it's one of the mount screws because it appears that you can put this like on a helmet. Like usually I think there's a way that you like stick it there and then you put it on your helmet so that you can get a heads up display of what you're looking at. There's a lot of mounts in this box. Like here's another mount right here. If you notice, most of this stuff looks exactly like GoPro accessories because it appears that what they did was they styled it directly after the GoPro accessory. So yeah, this is like if you want to mount it on your car. And what else do we got? This one right here is a camera holder for one of these mounts without the waterproof case, if you so want to mount it that way. And this is really, really cool because I wanted to get one of these things, but right now I couldn't justify the cost unless I was absolutely using it. Car racing and all these race car channels like that you see on YouTube, for the most part, that's dead because the government itself is like going after these people. So here we go. We got a couple more mounts. We have, what is this? This is like a security tie, and it comes with a couple of extra stickies. And then you have this mount right here. So basically, for any of you who are experienced with GoPro, you'll recognize this stuff faster than I will. But yes, this is all the mounting equipment that they include. It looks like this is just a strap, or it's a set of straps right here. So you get a USB cable, a USB-C cable, a USB-B cable, a USB-C cable, and this is everything you get right here. So that's a whole lot of equipment, really. And I guess that helps justify the price, because when I got the GoPro that I got, I don't remember it coming with all of this stuff, especially having 2 batteries. So that's really cool right there. So then I guess the next thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take a close look at the camera, get the camera activated. And again, for the majority of this video, it's going to be video footage coming from this camera. So I'm going to see what kind of secure digital card it takes and what its storage options are. Okay, so let's take a close look at the camera. The camera, this case has a clip right here. Once you pull the clip open, that allows you access to the camera itself. And the camera itself, this is a nice waterproof seal. It's very, very tight. It's got a rubber gasket that makes it very, very, very tight. And that protects the camera from water intrusion. As you can see, it's airtight right there. It's a nice rubber gasket. I would imagine that anything like this with these rubber gaskets, I would imagine that it's possible to get new rubber gaskets if necessary. For those of you who have these type of cameras, you probably dealt with this yourself before. And then here you go. That's the camera case. It's fully waterproof. And as you can see, it's very high quality. There's rubber gaskets surrounding everything. That's pretty much mandatory. It's a very nice case. Very, very nice case. And then this is the camera. This is the iZeeker camera. And I know some of these newer cameras that they're offering go up to 8K. Reality is, I don't see the point of 8K right now, because if you're posting these videos for people to look at, chances are you're posting them on YouTube. And yeah, YouTube does go up to like 8K, and it goes to 16K, and they probably go even higher to like 32K. The problem is nobody can enjoy it. If you look at it on a phone, you're going to get lots and lots of artifacting. If you look at it on most of these TVs, you're going to get artifacting. So for the most part, right now, everything's about 4K. It's just like when people constantly tell me about, oh yeah, did you see that new Samsung camera? It's got a camera where you can see the moon and all this. And I'm like, yo guys, listen. No matter how much zoom y'all put on these cameras, and no matter how much you try to outdo the next camera maker, it's like most people will never be able to enjoy the benefits of that stuff. So it really doesn't even make sense. But that's just what it is. Camera buttons on the top. So you have your camera button for taking photos. Then right here you have what looks like settings, and this one looks like menu options right there. So if the symbology holds up. On the bottom, we have the button to release it so that you can open it up. It's a very tight release, obviously, to make sure it's very waterproof. And here you have another gasket right there to protect the battery. And you have a simple battery slide-in. So nothing outrageous. It has a very, very good build quality. It feels exactly like what you'd expect from GoPro. And keep in mind, I did have a GoPro 10. It feels exactly like that. This camera uses a micro SD card. So it's not the big SD card, it's a micro SD card. So you have that little micro SD card right there. All right, so that is the model itself. That's the camera. I'm going to get a trans flash micro SD card that I have, and I'll pop it in there and see what it looks like. All right, so this is one of my 4 gigabyte micro SD cards that I just keep laying around just in case I ever get a product that I need to test. So this is like a regular 4 gigabyte micro SD card right there, as you can see. So that's a 4 GB card, which should be more than enough for this video. I'd also like to point out on the side of the camera, they have a tight, openable, gasket protected USB-C and USB-B cover right there. So both of the USB ports are right next to each other. And basically, we'll just close that up for right now. I'll probably have to charge this thing. But yeah, all you do is you take your 4 GB card and you slide it right in there. Just slide it right in there. Once you get it open, okay. And get that into place. And pops right into place. And it clicks in. And then we'll just load up the lithium-ion battery. So the lithium-ion battery does have a pull tab to make it easy to get in and out. Uh-oh, dropped my battery. Okay. Yeah, like for you people who are bikers, motorcycle guys, if you don't want to spend a whole lot of money getting a GoPro, the reason why I make videos like this is to show you that there are options. Like, in fact, I know somebody who wanted to get a GoPro recently. And the thing about it is the price on some of this stuff is outrageous. But, you know, it just is what it is. So that's the camera. Now let's activate the camera. How do we activate the camera? There should be some power. There it is. There should be some power in the battery. So let me just turn the light off. So no, in fact, I don't have to turn the light off. It's easier for you to see. Okay, so is this touchscreen? Let's see. English, yep, there you go. All right, so that's your little camera. Swipe down to enter the shortcut button interface. Okay. Swipe up to switch to the current, swipe up to switch to the current mode. All right. There is a screen protector here that might be making it a little bit more difficult to do my swipes. So it looks like right now I just have to tap it. I'm not going to take the screen cover off because I'm not going to use this thing right now. It's a nice little camera, actually. Like, if you are used to using this GoPro stuff, this is great. Like, for instance, when I was in Maldives, you may have seen some of the photos and some of the video clips, but she had a underwater Canon camera. I actually like this better because these things are a lot smaller, so it's a lot easier to deal with. All right, let's see. Go ahead. Okay, so it says that it's already set for 4K 60 frames per second. Now, the swipe right to open the album. Okay, click to enter the album. Click to okay. So it's telling you where everything is. Most of these most of these icons have been pretty much standardized on smartphones, so you pretty much can figure out where everything is. But right now, what it's doing is it's teaching me how to use everything. Click to modify the parameters of the current mode. So as you can see, it's set for 4K 60. This 4 GB card isn't going to take a lot of video, but that's okay. It'll take just enough for me to be able to use for this review. Click here to enter system settings, and there's also a button up here to skip. It says click plus minus to adjust digital zoom, plus and minus, right? Okay, so there's a plus and minus here, right? So that's plus. Okay, so you can do this digital zoom right here. So, you know, look, there's the Apple logo. So you can, it's a one-click digital zoom right there. And then you subtract to do negatives on digital zoom. Okay, now it says 4K 60. And for the point of this video, I will probably definitely leave it at 4K 60. I could do 6K 30. It says 4K 60 has no watermark support. So let's see, resolution 6K 30. Ooh, what's that? Because see, I would, okay, yeah. I'm going to do a little bit of video in 6K 30. I want to see what that looks like. It says it has a gyro stability, and it says that's off. And it says it encodes an H.264. People who use Apple are used to that. Meter mode, average, shutter, auto. Yeah, most of the stuff I would leave to auto. I would just let the software deal with it. Sharpness, medium. Image quality, standard. Okay, so you could, I'll put high image quality. And this is a 4 gigabyte card, so it's not going to last very long anyway. If you have a 32 gigabyte card, I'm pretty sure I probably have one somewhere. I'll make longer videos at another time. Now, from what I think about 6K 30, if this thing will do 6K 30, then that means whatever video that I do put together, YouTube is going to probably alter the video and they're going to drop it down to 4K 60. So if I make a video in 6K 30, I'll probably have to post that separately from this video, and I'll probably have to do a direct upload from this thing at 6K 30. So I may have to make more than one video because that's the only way it's fair. And then in the 6K 30 video, I'll be able to see what YouTube will do because YouTube, as you know, compresses images. It says no SD card. I put an SD card in there. All right, so I'll have to double check because I know I put an SD card in there. You saw me. All right, so it says photos, normal photo. Can it take normal photos? Yeah, apparently it can. All right. But yeah, I'm going to make some videos with this, and I'll get away from the iPhone's video quality. And I'll make video with this, and you'll probably be able to see the difference almost immediately. It's saying there's no SD card. Maybe it needs a bigger SD card. It's possible. I'm not sure, but I'll figure it out. Oh, it has Wi-Fi right there, Wi-Fi information, Wi-Fi SSID. It wants to connect to Wi-Fi. It says Wi-Fi SSID, Wi-Fi open. Please connect YouTube Pro. Okay. That must be the app. So we'll look at that app a little bit later. In fact, what I'll probably do is I'll make a video portion about the app that you use to connect to this. Okay, so it says voice auto power off after 3 minutes. That's cool. Auto power off after 5 minutes. Okay, I'll set it to 5 minutes. What is this? Resolution. Okay, so right now it's in photo mode. It says 20 megapixel, 16 megapixel, 12 megapixel. Okay. I'll leave it at the high. Oh, you can go up to 24 megapixel. Okay, fine. We'll do 24 megapixel. All right. I'll see what the quality of the photos is. Anything else? All right. So let's change the mode. Normal photo, raw photo, burst photo, and then there's video. Diving mode. So they have a diving mode. Video and photo, normal video, quick stories, slow motion. Yeah, I might test a couple of these different modes, but I'm going to have to just make sure I find a compatible SD card. So that's very interesting right there. You know, this is pretty nice. It's a nice little product right here. I'm going to have to find a couple of uses for it. So we're at 6K 30. All right, so just to test, let's see. And it's probably going to say you can't do it because it's going to say it doesn't work with this video card. If I pull out this remote, let's see if the remote. Okay, the remote didn't. Okay, the remote's not doing anything. My guess is it won't do anything until I get the actual video card. Okay, no big deal. This is pretty cool though. So you can, if you have. I think all of these cameras should come with this. So just in case you need to record something really quickly, like if the cops pull you over and you want to hit record and you've got this camera pointed at your window and your driver's side of your car, all you got to do is just hit one button and it just starts recording. That's a pretty cool thing. So yeah, I'm definitely going to test this out. I'm going to probably have to change my micro SD card and get a different SD card and see what we can do. All right, so before you even start using the camera, you can download the YouTube Pro app right here. And yeah, I'm always instilled with confidence when you can see that the app has such high ratings. So anyway, let me hit that get. Let me double tap. So I'm double tapping the app. So here we go. It's loading up. And that's the app right there. And then I have to connect this to Wi-Fi. We'll see how that goes. Okay. All right, so this is the app. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on Wi-Fi on the camera. And it says not connected to camera's Wi-Fi. Please connect to camera's Wi-Fi. So I'm hitting connect. All right, so I see the YouTube Pro Wi-Fi pop up. It gives you a password. It's very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Join. It says connection succeed. It should say succeeded, but I'm not going to hold that against you. Okay, so there, boom. So this is the app, successfully connected to the camera's Wi-Fi. Enter camera. Oh, okay. So now I can see what the camera sees. Okay. All right, so I could probably hit record, and it says no SD card. Okay. You can switch over to all of the functions here on your phone. This is probably the best way you can use this thing, because this way, if it's on your phone, it's like the Wi-Fi is direct to your phone and you can see it just like that. So as you can see, this is the image. That's the image right there. So right here, look at this feedback. Look at that. Look at that. That's my iPhone. I love my iPhone. iPhone 14, baby. Pro Max, yo. So it's look at that feedback. All right, so Wi-Fi took 1 second to set up. Didn't take much time, and there you go. That's that. It's crazy. It's like fourth dimension here. So yeah, that's the setup, and that means that when you've got this thing, you can basically have access to all of the functions. Video encoder, you can change all of this if you need to. Meter mode, average, exposure, shutter, ISO. A lot of these functions I don't really know how to use because I'm not like a pro photographer or anything. No, nothing of the sort. So most people understand those functions a lot better than I do. But yeah, that's what it looks like, baby. And when it bounces around, I don't know, the enhanced image stabilization, that should work. Let's see, image stabilization, image quality, it says high, filter normal, sharpness, scene mode, auto. Yeah, you know what I'll do? I'll just use it as it is, and we'll show what it looks like when we show the video recording from this thing. I'll probably drive around with it so you can see what it looks like driving around in a car. I could use some of the mounts to mount it inside my car and, see what it looks like that way. But so far, so good. It looks pretty cool. All right. All right. So I found out that the reason why this card won't work is because it's way too small. It has to be a 32 gigabyte up to 128 gigabyte card. I also found this little accessory right here. This is a battery charger for both of the batteries simultaneously. So when you have this, you can just plug these in. And when you plug these in, you use the micro USB cable that it came with. I have a different micro USB cable. Like I have a larger one here because I have a lot of charging options and stuff for charging stuff. But yeah, you can charge this up right here. And this way, all of your battery components are ready just in case you go someplace and you plan on recording with the camera. So 2 batteries, that's great. I don't know how much GoPro charges for all these backup accessories, but one thing I can say is the iZeeker camera comes pretty much fully ready to be used, and it comes pretty much fully loaded with just about every single accessory you need to get started. So the thing to remember about the iZeeker is it's an action cam. It's very similar to a GoPro. Now, when you think about why most people have GoPros nowadays, usually when I see people with GoPros, it's usually like guys with motorcycles, and they're keeping these things attached to their helmet in order to record everything just in case they get into a car accident. See this police state trooper right there? Yeah. That's another reason why you want to have an action cam. Just in case a police state trooper were to pull you over, you know? Now, an action cam is, especially when you have a remote and you have the ability to just simply push one button and start recording. Some people have these things attached to their race cars or their sports cars and everything. More and more you're seeing sports cars coming with these cars, these things built in. But the reality is, it's like a lot of cars don't build stuff like that in. Like GM is good for doing stuff like that. But there's a lot of reasons why one of these action cams comes in handy. There's a lot of reasons. So basically what I'm giving you now is an image quality test, also basically showing you what the sound quality sounds like. So for the most part, it is what you see here. So you saw the immediate change in image quality from my iPhone 14 Pro Max over to the iZeeker. Now, when I use my iPhone, I usually don't use RAW video because I just don't see a need for it. I think in the future, you know, when they have 2 terabytes of storage, I would consider using RAW video. But for the most part, when you're dealing with 4K image, 1080p image, 720p image, because you got to remember, if you share stuff to Facebook, if you share stuff to Instagram, they're going to downgrade your image quality to 720p. Doesn't matter how good it was supposed to look, they're always going to downgrade it. YouTube allows you to handle higher bit rates, but for the most part, when this iZeeker, when they say that it's 6K, what they basically mean is they're filling in a larger image. But again, the image quality at 6K is, you know, it is what it is. The same thing goes for the 4K image quality. So if you're watching on a 4K panel, it's like 2160p, then yeah, you'll get a full image for that full television panel. But when you're talking about 6K or you're talking about like 8K, when you're talking about those resolutions, sometimes your hardware might not have the ability to scale up. So the reality is, it's like, you know, you may get the full panel, but you may not have the same image quality that you were expecting. So this image sensor that I'm seeing, I've worked with image sensors just like this before. I'm gonna throw on my distance control. But I've worked with image sensors exactly like this before. These are real. I mean, you know, the beautiful thing about it is the image quality is good enough to hold up in court. So if, let's say, I position one of these cameras right there on my dashboard, and let's say a cop pulls me over and he's over here in the window, right? I can push one button and tell that camera to start recording. And most cops know now, most of these people, we've got recorders of different types now. So for the most part, a lot of them have begun to act more professional. But just in case you need that extra leverage in court, one of these action cameras always can come in handy, because after all, I learned from the people's court, it's like whoever has receipts is the person who wins. And it's just that simple. If you have no receipts, you lose. It's just that simple. These video cameras are receipts. When you got receipts, it's very difficult to lose in court. And at the most, you could force them into a settlement. That's pretty much the reason why everybody sues now. Everybody sues so that they can settle. So yeah, what you're seeing right now is the 4K 60 frame per second video. If I make a 6K video, I'm gonna have to upload that in a separate video altogether, maybe even following this video. And if I'm lucky, maybe I'll do some night recording. The issue is these sensors are okay for daytime. They're okay for like standard use in the daytime, but they're not that great for night. That's one of the reasons why people are willing to spend so much money on an iPhone 14 or Galaxy whatever, ever. I don't pay attention to Galaxy numbers. So the thing about it is when you're trying to record at night, that's a whole nother issue. But what I can say is that these things are excellent for recording. Look at this asshole with the stupid Hyundai sneaking up on me. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. You got a Hyundai. You know what? Oh, no. You're getting got, buddy. You're getting got. You getting got. This guy's speeding in a goddamn Tucson. Look at this guy. No, you know what? I don't even care. This guy's speeding. You know what? That's all right. I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna leave him alone. I could blow right past it. You know what? Nope. You know what? Nope. I'm just gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna let him go. Here, fishy. This guy is blowing by me in a Hyundai Tucson that guy's doing 120 miles an hour. That guy is literally doing 120 miles an hour. Well, unfortunately for him, I've got the action cam. And I recorded him blow by me. And yeah, I know some people be like, oh yeah, well, you just recorded yourself going fast too. And I'd be like, yeah, well, I also recorded myself using my self-meditation to de-escalate the situation. Because I was going to chase that guy. I was going to run that bastard down. It's just that simple. But I didn't. Because, I'd rather just, I'd rather not. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. But very nice action cam. Let's it's like people out here speeding and shit. I don't know why these people driving like that. It's early in the morning too. It's like, why the fuck they driving so fast and shit? Yeah. So woo. Yeah. But that's just what it is. And as for sound quality, I'll turn up the music a little bit. I got the Mega Man soundtrack playing here, Mega Man 2. And I got the air conditioner way up, so I'm going to turn that down a little. Yeah. One thing I must say, I started recording with a full battery. Right now, I'm 7 minutes and 30 seconds in, and the battery is saying that it's about half of the battery left. Now, battery life on this thing, because they give you 2 batteries, but the battery life is, it's definitely something that you're only going to want to use plugged in or temporarily. Like some people have setups with their GoPros where they can provide them constant power and whatnot using the USB cable. Yeah, that's kind of what you probably want to do, because this thing, the battery is, we're not even 10 minutes in and the battery's already saying that it's half the battery life left. So that's that might be a problem for some people. Got Citizens Bank right here. Let's test the digital zoom. Tap. All right, that's the digital zoom right there. All right. Yeah, some people, I don't know what the average life on your typical GoPro is, but I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. I'm seeing half battery life remaining, and I'm seeing 8 minutes and 45 seconds. So I fully loaded this battery up, and I'm seeing 8 minutes 45 seconds. So we got the Ram truck. Look at this. You got the Ram truck right there. Uh-oh. I want to be on the curb. All right. Yeah, we got some Chrysler products here. Got BMW back there. Yeah, so basically, yeah, I just wanted to post this up. Look at this guy. This guy's got the Jeep. Oh, okay, she wants me to keep going. All right, she's got the Compass. Nice color. So yeah, battery life definitely could be better. Definitely. I'm seeing 9 minutes, 34 seconds. Oh shit! Look at this guy. I was gonna get off there. It's not very clearly defined in certain parts, like where you should make the turn. I'm gonna let this guy go. Yeah. So yeah. It's a small camera, just like a GoPro. I was told that the chip that it uses is pretty much the same chip that one of the GoPro cameras uses, which explains, why it has so many functions, like with system-on-chip functions, such as Wi-Fi, for example. Usually that's what a lot of these camera makers will do, is they'll get the chips that came from the well-recognized product, and then their product like that product. The only thing about it is the optics and the battery are typically parts that, in many cases they don't choose to duplicate. And this is one of the reasons why people are willing to spend so much for these iPhones. So that's about it. This battery is 10 minutes, 45 seconds in, and it's saying that it's about to die. So once again, if you want one of these cameras, just make sure that you have a constant power supply option. So the iZeeker stores every single file as a 5-minute and 15-second file. And basically that means that you can't do continuous recording, which is one of the things that I appreciate iPhone for, because with my iPhone, I can do continuous recording for hours upon hours upon hours. Now, I believe that that's kind of a standard thing where most of these action cameras will record for, very short clips, and they'll allow you to string it together yourself once you upload everything to your computer. So, I didn't have any trouble uploading anything to my computer. Basically, using the Wi-Fi, all you do is you just load everything straight to the phone, and then you use the phone in order to edit the videos. So right now, I'm on my way to the Apple store, and I just figured I'd use this as a chance to demonstrate how the dynamic lens is able to capture highlight, low light, and you basically be the judge yourself. The one downside is when you're downloading these 5-minute files and you're doing it over Wi-Fi from your camera, it can take about 20 minutes to download each file. Now, I think the faster way to do it is to use a SD card. So if you use an SD card, it might go a little bit faster, but for the most part, it can take a while. 20 minutes for 5-minute files. So yeah, image quality is decent enough, especially if you're doing like, racing videos, or if you're doing certain types of videos, especially if you need, evidence for court. So it works out pretty well. You be the judge yourself. So I just turned off the Wi-Fi because it popped up and it asked me if I wanted to turn off Wi-Fi. So I said, yeah. Yeah. It's small. It's basically like the same size as your typical GoPro. So if you want to mount it to a a helmet, you could do that. My recommendation is you have a steady power supply. So you can use USB-C, and you can also use USB-B, but I think USB-C is better because it charges faster. It didn't take much time for this battery to charge, but that's because the battery doesn't have a very large capacity. Because even now, at 3 minutes, I'm starting to see the battery decline about 25%, even at 3 minutes. So that's not, that's not especially good. So here's the Apple Store. I'm going to go in there and check it. All right. So I'll just go check in at the Genius Bar. I'm going to end this video in a second. I think I have everything I need to make this a decent, well-rounded review of this camera. So, looks good.
To be continued.